The biggest battle we will ever have to face is the battle between you and you. It's the battle of taking your mind to that limit and then breaking through. On the Mindful Experiment podcast, we will share concepts, universal laws, and interviewing individuals who have done just that, who have gone through the dark times and through those moments allowed their light to shine bright. I'm your host, Dr. Vic Manzo, and I want to thank you for listening to the podcast and taking this journey with me as we discover different avenues to break through those limits, expand your reality, and evolve into the person you desire to be. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. A word from our sponsor. A wise lion, distraught by the condition of the world and its people, tutors a human student about the part we all play in, creating and preserving balance and harmony on Mother Earth, an exploration of the true nature of the soul and spirituality. The lion's wisdom will move you to see the world around you differently. The first people get a 10% off on paperbacks. Follow the purchase link on umarshankari.com and use promo code MIND10. Hey guys, it's Dr. Vic, and you're listening to the Mindful Experiment. This is the Facebook Live edition. We go live every Tuesday at 7 in the morning, Central Time. So definitely jump on and join us. My private Facebook group page is called Empowered Living with Dr. Vic. The link is also in the show notes. Today, we're going to be talking about creating momentum in your life. Donald Trump said that all things in life, success in everything, is determined by momentum. Whether you like Donald Trump or you don't, I think everyone has things that they have positives and negatives about them. And one of the things is that statement is so true on so many levels. Momentum is everything that happens in life. What you do every single day is either feeding towards something or not, or something else. You're constantly in this continuum of creating something. In the chiropractic world, we call this the wellness continuum. Every single choice you make either moves you towards wellness or it moves you toward disease, but you're never staying put. And that's a spiritual truth also in every aspect of your life. Every decision and choice you make are either putting energy towards something to expand and evolve, to create it to become bigger and make it align yourself with it, to create your own reality, or you're doing things that are shrinking, right? And the thing is that you're not putting energy towards something. And this is how neurology works also. That's why I love neurology. Neurology is very simple. What you activate and stimulate or put energy towards, the more times you keep conditioning that, the more it's going to stay and create a pattern. Same thing with your life. Same thing with energy medicine. Same thing with all that. When you want to create something in your life, no matter what it is, become a millionaire, be successful, find the best partner, have the best health in the world, you have to make choices little at a time to create momentum. And once you start to create momentum, nothing can stop you except yourself. Again, once you start to create momentum, nothing can stop you except yourself. So I want to just get into a little bit of the essence of understanding the aspect of energy in itself. How does that all work? Well, if you ever heard the statement where your attention goes, energy flows, or energy flows, manifestation grows, you may not. If you read my first book, you have then. But it's one of those things where wherever you put your attention to, you give life to. And the reason you have to understand that is because you're source energy. Okay, when we get down to the roots of what you truly are, who you truly are, what you're all about, in the true essence of it all, you are source energy. Now, source energy is just energy that gives life to, right? Whether you believe in God, the universe, Allah, prime director, put the label, whatever you want to call it. That is a source energy, the prime energy of all things. Then it gives life to us. In the chiropractic world, we call this universal intelligence. And that all living things, every living thing on this planet and other planets and other universes and other things has something called innate intelligence. It's an intelligence that governs the body. Now, why am I going into all this? Is because I really want to give you a background to understand that you are life. Okay. So when you hear that, death does not exist then, because when you pass and transition on, you're just shifting dimensions and you're going to go into a new dimension, but your life will always continue because you are life. And whatever you put energy to, life becomes that. You give life to it. So when you think of an idea, the only way the idea can have life is if you keep thinking about it and start to manifest that into your life. Now, this is all critical because where you put your attention at every single day is either going to feed and create momentum to what you want or what you don't want. And so if you ever catch yourself saying, I don't know why I'm not here. Why is this happening to me here? What's going on there? Why can't I get to this level or blah, whatever that statement is. The reason why you're there is because there's an accumulation of choices, or otherwise some people may say karma, that you have accumulated over time that either has distracted you away or moved you towards. And so you have to make sure that when you are choosing things, it's towards what you desire. Because a principle in marketing states that a confused mind will always say no. The universe, if it's confused, it's going to not know what to give you. So if you're not crystal clear in making the choices, hey, universe, I'm doing this. This aligns with that. Hey, universe, I'm doing that. So make sure I'm just letting you know every day I'm going to give you a little something. So know that, hey, this is what I'm trying to create. I need a little help here. And so as you continue to do that, those little choices, those little things will start to build. And when they start to build, that's where your momentum starts to grow. And now all of a sudden you create this magnetic power, this attraction, right? And it will allow you to start to bring and align what it is you really want to experience in your life. Sounds pretty simple, right? But there's more to it. But that's the essence of what it comes down to. Creating momentum is doing that. Now, I do want to note, though, that there is another principle that you have to follow, right? So we talked about the first thing, which is you got to make choices, because your choices that you make are either helping you expand in something in your life or it's making you shrink. And that whatever you're putting energy towards, giving life to. So the more you give energy towards something, the more you're going to give it life to make it and eventually become your reality. Now, if you don't do that, you create a distraction or whatever it may be, you pull energy away from that area and now it starts to shrink. So that's principle number one. Then the second thing I wanted to share with you guys is that there's something called the law of consistency. Everything in life, everything, you name it, there's a law of consistency that states you have to do things on a consistent basis in order to make things a reality. So if you're working on your health, you got to be consistent with it every single day. You can't miss. You can't cut corners. There's no. This is the law. It's not. I didn't make this up. I wish I would name it something else, but it's the law that states that you have to be consistent in what you do, and that aligns with the first principle, which I shared is you got to make choices over time that are either aligning to what you want or not, and whatever you put your choice to is what gives life to. And now, the second law states with consistency, you got to be consistent in your actions every single time. This is what I call the grind and hustle. This is what I call doing the work. This is what I call getting your sweat equity on. These are the things that you need to do on a consistent basis in order to achieve the results of where you want to get to. So in the health world, this is what I tell people all the time. If you're consistent, you get results. If you're not consistent, you don't get results. It's just that simple. And when we speak on results and what we do, it's all about nerve function at the end of the day. When you're looking at your business and you want to succeed to certain levels, you want to get to the next level, you want to 2x, 3x, 5x, you want to 10x, you want to really take it to that higher level. Well, where are your actions and where are you at every single day and how consistent are you? Are you showing up every day being consistent? If you're not going to get, not saying you won't get the results you may want, you're not going to get to the level as high as you can. So you're going to basically cut yourself short, in other words. If you're looking at your marriage or relationship and you want to make it successful as possible, well, how are you showing up every single day in that marriage? How are you showing up in that relationship every day? How are you being consistent in what you're doing and what you state you're going to do and all those types of things? When you look at your mental and your physical or your spiritual health, what are the things you're doing consistently? Hey guys, I can go on in all aspects of your life. In your career, if you want to achieve the higher levels in the career, what are you doing every single day showing up consistently? Because consistency wins every time. The one who succeeds the most in life, in any arena, is the one that is the most consistent. Michael Jordan wasn't successful because of luck. Michael Jordan was successful because the consistent actions he took every day with the mindset that he had to be as successful as possible, to continue to go and work and grind and hustle in the craft that he knew no matter what. Stephen Curry, same thing. This guy is probably the best three-point shooter NBA has ever seen. I love Larry Bird, but hey, this guy is what he is. But you know what, though? He's consistent in his actions every single time, practicing his dribbling skills. The guy's known as a master artist in dribbling, but yet he still practices every day. I can go on, and I love using athletes as an example because people look at them like, holy cow, these are just God-gifted, talented earth individuals who are just, they're not the norm and all this. Well, not the norm is true, but it's the consistent actions that they take every day. So no matter where you are in your life, the consistency of how you're showing up every single day is going to determine where are you at, how successful you are, and where you're going within your life. If you add these two principles, if you understand that whatever you put your energy to gives life to, and you know that over a period of time, the choices that I make on a consistent basis is going to create massive momentum, then Donald Trump is right. That momentum is what's going to create everything and anything you desire in your life. And so the momentum is how you create from these two things. It's making a choice and being consistent with choice every single day. And when you do that, now all of a sudden the game changes. When you do that, now you build momentum. And then there comes a point in time where it's like moving this big stone, and now you got it moving really fast, and all you have to do is just tap. Just tap. How much work is that? Right? Yeah, you had to move this big stone. You had to start getting it to move, all the struggles, the hips, the holes, the back, the stone moving back at you. All these things happened, right? But then there comes a time, if you do the work consistently, consistent actions always win. If you don't want to believe me, that's fine. Take a look at nature. What does nature do? I always love seeing the pictures of like this little plant that made it through the cement some way, somehow, or the asphalt, and broke through to go ahead and thrive. Or go take a look at, if you've ever been to the Grand Canyon, that's called consistent action. Water running through day in, day out, little bit at a time, chiseling away, and look what it created. That's the power of consistent action. You don't focus on when you're going to get there. You just focus on what you can do to control, because the when you're going to get to where you want to get to is not determined by you. Some may argue, say, well, I determine it based on my actions. True. But what I mean is there's something called divine timing. And you have to understand that when you're ready, that is when things will happen for you, when you are ready for it. But you have to show up. This is why when some people say, well, this person was lucky or that person was lucky, it's all bullshit. There's no such thing as luck. If I work my butt off every single day, being consistent in what I do, taking the action steps in what I do, and I master my art, I craft, I'm sharpening my knives all the time, I'm making sure I'm the best at what it does, because when that moment comes, I jump on it and thrive. And then some will say, well, he got lucky because he had that moment. But what people don't realize is all the work that took to get to that level. It's what people don't see. The things we do behind closed doors is what gives us our greatest rewards. It's the things that we get the rewards for. We're not rewarded for what we do when we're not in the spotlight. So it's one of those things where it's that process to understand that you have to do the work. And when you do it, when that opportunity comes, you can seize it like that and be able to move forward and achieve anything as it is that you desire in your life. So any questions you have on this, please let me know. This is one of my favorite topics. And I share a lot of this stuff in my online courses that I do. And we go way in depth into this because it's a principle that once you start to understand these laws, then you can create anything you want. You realize that you are the creator of your life. You understand that you are the one who creates all things, because once you understand that the choices you make gives life to things, then all of a sudden, if I take that principle and now I just be consistent with it, it's only a matter of time before it becomes a reality. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you're on Facebook Live, appreciate you tuning in. And also on the episodes here. Thank you for tuning in. And if you haven't, subscribe to the podcast. We're rocking and rolling here, 2 a week, having fun with this. So hope you can join us more next Tuesday as we go live at 7 a.m. Central Time. And we will be going over some awesome things. I'm going to try to get topics where you can register ahead of time, so then we can create some more discussion on this as we do this. So until next time, this is Dr. Vic. Keep rocking and rolling. Thank you for listening to the podcast. For past shows, please visit www.empoweryourreality.com. I hope this show inspired you and added to your life to help you on the journey to rediscover who you really are. To connect with us on Facebook, please visit www.facebook.com/Dr. Vic Manzo. Check us out on Twitter. The handle is Dr. Vic21. Follow us on Instagram, www.instagram.com/Dr. Vic Manzo. If you were inspired by the podcast, pay it forward by sharing it with someone who you know can benefit from it. Thank you again for listening to the Mindful Experiment podcast, sharing paths to help you rediscover your infinite potential.